Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this card making project. This project we're going to make a gorgeous card using lots of Anna Griffin products, and I'm going to show you a few layering techniques really. So the first thing that we've got is our blank card. This is an Ivory blank card and it's 7 by 5 inches in size. I'll show you how that looks on our cardometer. Now this, for new viewers, is our cardometer, and it's just something that I've made to give you a rough idea of card sizes. All it is a sheet of A4, and on it I've cut out the card front sizes in the A5, the 7 by 5, A6, A7 and ATC. In different countries around the world you do have different sizes, but I always start with the A4 size, and then for whatever country you're in with the measurement, use your card front to measure a piece of scrap, add it to your base card and write on the size, and then you'll know what size of card that you're working with. So this just basically gives you an idea so that you can imagine what size I'm using to check what cards you've got in your stash. So this is the 7 by 5. It's smaller than the A5, which is the A4 folded in half, and it's just slightly bigger than the A6. So that gives you a good idea, and hopefully that will help new viewers as to what the cardometer is. As always, I'm using my bone folder to make sure I've got a good sharp edge on the crease of the card, just so it stands up nicely and it looks a bit more professional. Even though when you buy your folded cards they've already got a crease in, I just think it finishes them off nicely. So everything I use I'll put in the description box below the video, both on YouTube and on my blog, so it'll give you the title of the item that I'm using from Anna and any extras that I've used. So the first thing I've done, now this looks a little bit odd for the inside of our card. What I've done, I'm going to be really honest, I cut out a layer and I stamped the thank you sentiment on it, and I stamped in the corners, and I made a terrible mistake, and then I thought, you know what, I can make my mistake into something even better. So I've cut away the side where I made a mistake, and so not to waste the full sheet, I've cut it, and I've cut it with a little sentiment sticking out, so that it will fit on my page. However, because on the front we're using the silver flourishes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the flourish around the actual base of the insert that we're using. So I've got double-sided tape on the back of it. The stamp is from Anna's Chalkboard stamps, and I always use a stays on ink with those for the black ones, for the simple reason it gives me, I find it gives me good coverage, and it just gives the depth of colour as well that you want for the chalkboard. So I'm taking the back of the flourish sticker away, and then I'm simply going to curl it just slightly around where the sentiment is and stick it just to the actual blue sheet, and then I can add this to the inside of my card, and then that gives us a very different insert, but we've still got room for all our message to and from, any notes you want to add to the person, and you've still got your sentiment as well. It's a nice, quick, easy idea, and it'll match perfectly to the front. So now we can go to the front. Again, I'm just using my bone folder to make sure that crease is still in place after making the insert. The first thing I've got for the front is one of Anna's 7 by 5 metallic layers in the pale blue, and I'm just simply going to add it, try and get it nice and straight, to the front of our card like that. So it gives it a nice layer. The next thing I've got from Anna's summer fall collection last year, and the layers that were in a pack of 7x5 and 6x4, is one of the burnt orange coloured layers. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm simply going to peel that off, and I'm going to add this as my first layer. Now, I know what you're thinking, you're using the card landscape, Anne-Marie, but the pattern of the paper is made for portrait. Well, because we're going to add layers on the front of it, you're not really going to see that the pattern's gone. If I was wanting to be economical with my layers, I could actually cut the centre of this out and save it. I could have done the same for the metallic layer, but I wanted a good, strong, heavy feel to this card, because sometimes if you take the centres away, it doesn't give the weight that you get if you use the full layer. It's completely personal choice if you use the whole card, because I know we've had videos in the past where I show you how to be economical and to save the middle, but just on this occasion we're not. Now, this is again from the summer fall collection from Anna, and it's one of the smaller layers. All the layers are actually double-sided in the pack, so you can use them either pattern side up or plain side. The plain side always corresponds with the colour on the front side. So I'm just positioning that through the centre. Now, most of the layers that we're adding for this card are flat layers, just for a change, rather than using 3D, because that will save on your postage and help with people that struggle to send cards that have got a lot of padding on, shall we say. So the next thing I've got from Anna's glitter stickers, and this is one of the ice blue ones, and it's the full rectangle. Now, to use this, it's just the same as the flourishes. You're simply going to peel the back away. I've already started and taken the corner, and you literally pull the back, and that reveals the sticky surface. Now, it's a good stick, but for anybody that has trouble sticking them down, if you just use a little bit of wet glue, then that might help if you have an issue with them. I don't tend to have an issue, but some people have said that they do, so I suppose it depends what you're sticking it on. So press it down firmly, and then that covers the edge of the previous layer. Next, what I've got is a Flourish layer, and we are going to peel the back of the Flourish away, again from Anna's Silver Flourish collection. And then this is going to have, sorry, I'm getting myself muddled up there. This is going to have our sentiment on, and we're simply going to put the sentiment that we've got from the Well Said Vellum stickers. I've matted it onto blue card, and I'm simply going to slip it so that it sits on the little prongs, the flourish ends on the silver flourish. So I'm going to slip that onto those, and so it just hooks round and sits nicely on top of the sticker. There we go. And because I've just jumped ahead, we'll put that to one side for a minute. And I've got two silver flourishes. Now, don't be afraid if you have to trim your flourishes down, because it doesn't matter at the ends that you're not going to see. I've got two that I've taken from the Silver Flourish pack, and one of them I've trimmed, as you can see there. Oops. Press it down firmly, and then the second one is full size, but I just wanted to have them both underneath where the sentiment was going to go. So press them down over that glitter sticker. Again, if you have issues, use just a touch of wet glue just so that it will stick firmly. The next thing I've got is I've taken another piece of the orange card that we used on the base layer from the summer fall collection from Anna, and I'm just popping that over the edge of the flourishes to hide just the ends of them, and that's why we were able to trim them. So then we can go back to our flourish and our sentiment, and this is simply going to go through the centre of the card like so. There we go, you can just see the orange behind the sentiment, and I'm going to finish it off with a little blue bow from Anna at the bottom. I've already got tape on the bow, and that finishes our card off perfectly. And then you can see the inside with the flourish and the nice insert for your message, etc., and your sentiment. And then the outside with our sentiment, thank you so much for all that you do, from the Well Said Vellum stickers. And we've got our flourishes, our glitter sticker, and our layers. And as you can see, that's a flat card. The only thing that isn't is the bow. So it's going to save on your postage, and it stands up nicely. Let me just stand it up, there we go. And I think that's a gorgeous card, and it's all come together so quickly with items that you might have in your stash. It's easily adaptable if there's anything that you haven't got. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching. If you've got anything to say, please feel free. I love hearing from you. It takes a few days for me to get back to comments, only because I'm so busy with work and different things, but I do get back to you. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.